Alright guys, we got the Return of the King extended edition. So we're gonna take a look at the first disc of the appendices. Let's see what we got.
Hello, welcome to the appendices of The Return of the King. Just like the movies coming to an end, these appendices very much are the end of the making of documentaries. By the time we came to finishing Return of the King, it was a time of complexity with the size of the film, with the complexity of the shots. It was a time of emotion with the farewells, the goodbyes that was the end. And for the first time in the journey of making Lord of the Rings, we were really feeling like it was the end, and it was tough. On this disc, there are documentaries totaling over 3 hours of running time. Now, as you probably know by now, you can watch them all if you press the play all button, or you can watch them individually. There are also thousands of still photographs, and all of this is accessible through the menu. If at any point you want to go back and look up something, look for other things to watch, you just return to the index. Treat it very much like the contents page of a book. There's also a very special documentary about an extraordinarily talented young filmmaker called Cameron Duncan. And Cameron's story is connected in a very special way to our journey of Return of the King. I'm sure we'll probably see each other again. Next time you see me in this chair, I'll be a grey-haired old man for the 25th anniversary edition. Or maybe not. Maybe there'll be something we can do sooner than that. But for the time being, this is the third of our extended editions and all the documentary material, so I really hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one again, see what this is. The Legacy of Middle-earth, okay.
In Tolkien's youth, I think the only stable thing through the trials of his early years was King Edward's School, Birmingham.
Alright, so that's a different one. From book to script. Abandoned concepts. From book to script. Forging the final chapter. Abandoned concept. Argon battles Sauron. Let's just take a quick look. Huh. Interesting. So that's the storyboard, I guess. Let's see.
Years and years and years before Peter Jackson ever embarked on this project, Tolkien said that he thought that The Lord of the Rings was a book which was highly unsuitable to the process of dramatization.
Unfilmable.
Interesting. From book to script. Dressing and building Middle-earth. Alright, this one's different. Oh wow. Dressing Middle-earth. Pictures. What a workshop. Costume design gallery. Let's take a look at the costume design. Okay, so this is just a clip.
There's never been a costume that's been to do with Lord of the Rings that hasn't been challenging. Each costume that you're making.
Alright, so there's quite a few different options here. Pictures, it's even pictures. Alright, so that's a video.
Peter was really committed to the idea of doing a lot of miniature work in war films, which is not necessarily typical to.
Alright, so let's go to the next one. Home of the Horse Lords. It looks like, yeah. Home of the Horse Lords.
One of the things that comes from Tolkien are challenges, and one of the challenges of Lord of the Rings is the thousands of horses that we had on screen.
Interesting. Atlas. Enter the map. Frodo and Sam, Mary. Huh. Why is it just Mary? Okay. Oregon. Okay. Gandalf. Oh, Gandalf and Pippin. Let's look at Gandalf and Pippin. Oh, let's see this one. Okay. Come on. Okay. Come on.
Welcome, my lord, to Isengard.
You withdraw your guard, and I will tell you where your doom will be decided. I will not be held prisoner here.
Issues. Oh, wow. What? Okay. Here we go. Interesting. Okay, so that was the Atlas. New Zealand as Middle Earth. Okay. I think we Mordor. The Black Gate. Okay, I think this one was on the Path of the Dead. So I'm gonna have to compare all three of these and see what's the difference. But okay. Let's look at Mordor.
The locations that we used for Return of the King for Mordor were pretty much the same locations, simply the same geographical.
Alright, so that's New Zealand. Alright, we're gonna take a look at this too, guys. See what that's about. Alright, we got this too. Let's take a look at this too. Introduction.
Welcome to part 6 of the appendices. Parts 1 and 2 was Fellowship, 3 and 4, The Two Towers, 5 and 6, right here, Return of the King.
It's a pretty big, extensive DVD. There's lots of things that you're going to enjoy.
On this disc, you'll find documentaries sort of documenting the beginning of production on Return of the King until the premieres, until sort of the last road.
This is essentially everything that happened while we were filming the movie. You know, stuff backstage, basically. The good stuff, the juice.
If you want to watch this as one massive documentary, and it is massive, you can press play all, in which case it will play them all in order. If you have over 3 hours just now. If you want to see individual features, you press the index, that will refer you to the table of contents, and that'll get you on your way.
This is a sort of family album for us, so that we can look back at what we did. And actually, if this is me watching this, if this is you, Billy, then, wow, look how young you look, eh?
It's kind of amazing. This is sort of the last film, so I think that there is greater significance to some of this footage.
That's it. This is the last one, so, you know, get a hanky and call your mum up, because this is the final installment of Lord of the Rings.
So enjoy, and hopefully we'll see you all again in some fashion. Just remember, the fellowship carries on.
And remember, do get out of the house occasionally.
Okay, so Return of the King. Filming Return of the King. Cameras in Middle Earth. Okay, production photos again. Let's just take a look at the cameras. A quick clip.
Everybody thinks of The Lord of the Rings by this stage, obviously, as this one big film shoot, which is true. The principal.
So visual effects. quite a digital visual effects demonstration. Let's view it really quick. Okay. Oh wow. Alright. Just a quick peek. I don't want to watch too much. Post-production, Journey's End. Okay. Editorial, completing the trilogy, music for Middle Earth, the soundscapes of Middle Earth, and the end of all things. Okay. Let's just take a quick look at this one. Completing the trilogy. Okay.
It was fun on Return of the King for me in the sense I was back in a cuddling room with Jamie, who I cuddled my.
Okay. Music for Middle Earth. The end of all things. Let's look at that.
Normally in post-production, you edit the film, lock your picture, and you do the visual effects, and then you'll score the film. Then you start your final mix. But with
Interesting. The passing of an age. All right.
There was always a real desire amongst, us, the filmmakers and the cast, to have one of the world premieres down in New Zealand.
And Peter had really wanted.
So there's quite a bit of documentaries here, guys. So I'm gonna do inspiration for Into the West. Okay, what's this?
Freedom is taken so much for granted. You don't appreciate the small things that you have. My number is TFK 6498.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but copyrighted here. Let's see the strike zone. Strike zone. Okay. Okay. Looks like a little short film. But alright, that's it. That's all the appendices on the two towers. So I'll end it there, guys. Thanks for watching.